Next up in section 11.2, we're going to look at question number 6. This really is a direct follow-up to question number 5. Essentially the same kind of problem, just different data sets here. So we're looking again for part A, is the variation linear or quadratic, right? Is b over a constant, or is b over a squared a constant? So let's check that out. We can start with just looking at the ratio of b to a, like we did in the last problem. Well, for this pair, this would be 2.4 divided by 2. So that's a ratio of 1.2. For the next pair, this is 5.4 divided by 3, and that's going to be a ratio of 1.8. And so right there, right, we can just stop and say, look, this is not a linear variation, okay? So what about quadratic? Is it quadratic? Well, let's check that out. Say over here, we can do b over a squared, and just to help us here organize our work, I'll just make a little a squared column here. So this is going to be 4, 9, 25, 36. I'm going to just put, well, question mark squared. I don't know what that is yet. And then the last one would be an 81. Okay, so looking now here at the ratio of b to a squared, we're looking at these values. So 2.4, sorry, the pen's really sensitive there on the small 4's, divided by 4. This has a ratio of 0.6. And now for the next ratio, 5.4 divided by 9, that's also 0.6. How about the next one? 15 divided by 25. Well, that's also 0.6. This is encouraging. And finally, 21.6 divided by 36. That is yet again 0.6. So yes, we're looking at a quadratic variation there. Alright, so we'll go ahead and record that for part A. This is a quadratic variation. Alright, and now for part B, we're asked to complete the table. Alright, so if I go ahead and say look at this pair down here. Alright, what we know now is that the ratio of B, which is known, this would be 29.4, divided by, well, the square of A, which, again, we don't know what A is. We're going to divide that by the square of the unknown A value. That has to come out to be this constant of 0.6. So rearranging here, this is going to tell us, so if I multiply this over and then divide the 0.6 over, the square of the unknown, if you divide 29.4 by 0.6, you come up with 49. So then that would tell us that this unknown here would be 7. Alright, and then for the next one here, oh, sorry, I'm going to include the square there. For this one here, we're now looking at, okay, the unknown B value. Sorry, it's a little dark here. Maybe lighten that up a little bit. The unknown B value divided by the square of A. So that'd be divided by 81. That has to come out to be 0.6. So now all I have to do is multiply that 81 over, and here the unknown would be 48.6. Alright, great. So that would complete the table. And then finally for part C, we're asked to write the equation of variation. So again, what we know is that the ratio of B to A squared now, this is quadratic variation, is going to come out to be 0.6. So put another way, we could say that b is equal to 0.6 times a squared. And that is going to do it for this problem. Great.